Hey, so it's been a little while since I have sat down to do any recording, and welcome to A Glimpse into the Moment with Nita. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I really appreciate all of you who have been reaching out to me asking for this third podcast. Life can get really crazy, and under that label, I had to park everything that was not critical to survival. Therapy. Let's talk about therapy today. Therapy is new for me. Therapy is absolutely amazing. In the 2.5 months now that I have been going to therapy, I am a completely different woman. And I know that this is true because I really listen critically and with a really focused intention on what other people tell me. I've always loved feedback, not mean, critical, ugly feedback, but feedback that's constructive, feedback that helps you grow. One of the tools that I've always, in my business world and my volunteering world, and even with my kids, I use the approach, what worked, what didn't work. And so in my self-evaluation of me, Nita, the divorcing, newly career-oriented mom of 5, because yes, I do count that angel in heaven in that number, I'm always asking what worked, what didn't work, and I lump those into categories when I get feedback from people. And sometimes people don't even know they're giving me feedback, but I'm just really tuning into listening to what they're saying and applying it under those two categories. What I'm hearing lately in the last 4 to 5 weeks is really, it's really kind of funny, but I'm gonna just do it because it's so honest. What I'm hearing is, wow. They don't laugh though. But there is this wow with a gasp, and they're stunned at who this person standing in front of them is, because no longer am I lacking in the ability to move forward, to find a pathway. It is not very often that my ability to set boundaries, to stop a negative attack, are allowed to, for those things to be allowed to control me or to rule me or to shut me down for a day or 2 days, to where, heavens, I remember last year not knowing how I would file for divorce because I was a non-working mom. I was a stay-at-home mom for 17 years. I didn't have my own money. I didn't have a bank account. I didn't feel that I had the right to take the money from the household account to file for a divorce. So it really took me getting desperate, and that took a course of weeks to get desperate enough to reach out to family and borrow that money and file for divorce. It took a lot to get there. Now, in the last week, I went to therapy. My therapist introduced PTSD, which was a complete new thing for me in that it immediately hit. I was having some PTSD symptoms at home, but they were not impeding with my every moment of every day. But when we opened that can in therapy, and I'm not going to go into details, this is very personal, but I immediately could not stop the flow. And it was literally like these images from my past were like, if you're popping popcorn on top of the stove in oil, hot oil, you throw your popcorn in there, you don't put a lid on, and you have popcorn flying all over your kitchen, and it's a mess, and you can't stop it, or you don't have a lid. That's how the images were flying through my body. They weren't just flying out of my mind. These images had emotions attached to them, and those emotions were hitting me like a hurricane wind. And the images were just flying around. The emotions were literally stealing my ability to breathe and to function. And I had a couple of really big things happening that week, so I really didn't have enough time to process it on the day of therapy. So we packed it back up, but it decided to unpack itself on Valentine's morning. Happy Valentine's Day! Oh my gosh. Yeah. When you have 4 kids, every holiday is, in my house, in my world, every holiday is something you celebrate. And we did not open Valentine presents before school this year because Mom was having an absolute panic attack. My PTSD symptoms hit full force the night before, Thursday night. And I thought I would be able to control them on Friday morning. And I couldn't. I had to cancel my entire day. So those PTSD symptoms made me miss multiple days of work last week. And they literally controlled my life for way too long. And it took some time and some processing and some really close friends for me to allow the emotion to truly hit me, to process it. This is not my fault that this is happening. It's just happening. And I just cannot tell you the overwhelming fear that I felt during that time frame. And this happened again last night too. The nightmares started again. I had parked the nightmares for a long time. That night terror where you wake up and something that is from your past is happening like right over you. But of course it's not, because you're having a night terror or nightmare. So those started again with this. And so of course I'm getting no sleep during these days. You know, if I could sleep for an hour and then wake up with a night terror and get a total of 4 to 5 hours of sleep, of course you're not really resting at all. It's really a disgusting thing. Abuse. You can't even describe how it feels to be so unvalidated, unvalued, unloved, and to have such emotional trauma from it. Just literally feel like you're going crazy, to feel like somebody stole your sanity. It's disgusting. I can't even tell you all of the emotions and images that hit me from that therapy session forward, because it's overwhelming. And long about Sunday my car died like I have to get a new car died. You gotta laugh at life sometimes. So it died on Saturday. Sunday I kind of came to grips with it, and Monday, I was able, on a walk, a hike with my daughter, I was able to park the whole PTSD thing and just park it, grieve it a little bit more and park it. And I know that it's still hitting me because I had nightmares last night, but at the end of the day, what I have noticed is that I have emerged from this so much more vibrant, so much closer to my authentic inner self and my authentic exterior self that the community sees being one. I feel more confident, courageous, beautiful, sexy, Like everything about me, I'm actually starting to feel. Like really feel it, like own it, like understand it. And that is new. I don't know if that's going to last. I don't know what to think about that. In fact, because for so many years I haven't felt that. And in a short time, it feels like, but it's been a journey of a lifetime being in therapy and learning about myself and accepting myself and grieving the past and letting go of the past and embracing the future. It's pretty incredible when I stop and I really think about who I was 3 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Today I had a brief conversation with somebody that I met over a year ago, I think. Yeah, maybe about 14 months ago. And this person was just really saying the same thing to me, like, you are not the same person at all. And they were just so proud of me and so excited for me and so excited for this journey that they have watched me take. And it was an interesting conversation. I felt incredibly validated and empowered by it. But at the same time, and what I told this person was that I'm nowhere near done. I don't even know where my limits are. I don't even know what my future holds, because I feel like for the first time, I'm discovering everything about me that the world's never seen. Like, for the first time in my life, I am all the things that I wanted people to tell me I was. This is the first time I feel those things. I don't know if I'll feel them all the time, but for right this second, I do feel them. It's a weird thing to say out loud, to acknowledge that you haven't felt something as basic as beautiful. But now to know that you are. And when somebody says something kind to you, to just genuinely say thank you. Not to say no, or whatever, or really. It's interesting to change so much in a short amount of time. It's hard. I remember signing the contract at therapy that said, if you choose to leave therapy, you may leave in a worse emotional state than when you started. And I had no idea at all what she was talking about in that therapy contract until this week. I look forward to tomorrow so much, to going back and seeing my therapist. And at any point, I could have called her. And there were a couple of times, if I had had the privacy, the quiet, the space to do that, I would have. But when you're a mom of 4 very active kiddos who are popping in and out of every moment of your life, you know, finding any time for yourself, let alone time for yourself to talk to a therapist, is rare. So, to all my friends who are listening, and to all the unknowns who are listening, you can do this. You can do whatever it is that your journey is telling you to do. You are worthy and you can do it. You are courageous and you are amazing and vibrant and loved. You are beautiful in every possible way. I would recommend therapy to everybody. I think we all have things that we need to work through. But therapy, what I am finding, you can't rush it. You can't skip parts of it. It is like a stream that decides its own course. And all you can do is work at it. Be open to it. Let the change flow through you. And embrace it. Because you're worth it. Thank you, everybody. I hope that your day is amazing. I look forward to having my guests on the show soon, Miss Emily McIntyre and Officer Mark Slagle, and we'll work on getting those out in the next week or so. But to all of you who've been waiting for episode 3, I decided to go back to my journal entry style and just let you get a glimpse into my mind and my brain. It's so raw and so vulnerable to attend therapy and to get so much out of it in such a short amount of time, and to be able to quantify that through the eyes of others. That's where the real power is. Opening yourself up to what others see in you and trusting them. Thank you guys for joining. A glimpse in the moment. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you guys soon.